have a few things to say about the Colleen Ballinger situation. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I do have stuff to say, but I'm not going to play the ukulele. The thing that gets me the most about her version of the story is her claim that she didn't realize as an adult that she needed to have boundaries with her fans. Colleen was in her early 20s when she started posting to YouTube, and then she was nearing her late 20s and early 30s when she had a lot of fans, and these fans are ranging in ages from like 10 to 16, give or take. She knew and knows how old her fans are. She meets them, she sees them in the crowd, she talks to them online. And she chose to be in group chats with them. And she also knew their ages when she asked them questions like, what's your favorite sexual position? And are you still a virgin? And what were your thoughts when you had your first period? I was a teacher on and off for 10 years, and before that I was a camp counselor, I was a babysitter. Like, I have a lot of experience in childcare and with children. And when I think of asking any of my students if they were still a virgin or about their period beyond, do you need a tampon? Like, the thought literally makes me nauseous. And while we're on the topic of tampons, tell me under what circumstances it's appropriate to send this video to a bunch of teenagers when you are 33 years old. I'm 33 right now, and I cannot imagine ever thinking that that's appropriate to send to a child. And at the end, she also jokes about how, like, she swears she's not high. And I'm not naive enough to think that teens don't make jokes about drugs or sex. The difference is that usually they're making those jokes with their peers, not with someone 15 plus years older than them. And if you look at the chats, Colleen is the one who's always making things sexual or inappropriate. So here Adam's being a silly teenager saying, my ass looks so good today, y'all. Like, we have another comment down here from someone else saying, hi uglies, I'm eating pizza. Like, teens are dumb. Now, the appropriate response from someone 15 years older than someone who says their butt looks good today is nothing. But Colleen asked for pictures. And people can say this was a joke on her end all they want. An adult should not say this to a child when they're talking about their butt. Also, you'll notice that, like, no one else said anything to Adam's comment about his butt because, again, they're teenagers saying stupid stuff in a group chat. Then you have the fact that Colleen vented to 14 and 15-year-olds about her divorce. Yes, divorce is sad and it sucks and it's stressful. Talk to your adult friends about that. Talk to your parents, talk to your siblings, talk to your therapist, not children. Adam says that the night that he found out that Colleen and her husband, whatever, ex-husband, whatever his name is, the night that Colleen told him that she was getting divorced was his 14th birthday, and he stayed up until 4 a.m. comforting this 30-year-old woman as she cried about her abusive husband. Like, in what world is that appropriate? I also have a lot to say about Colleen writing off something she's in trouble for as a fart joke. Considering that her show is largely for children, sure, throw a fart joke in there. Kids think that's funny. So in Colleen's bit, she asks for a volunteer. When they come up, she positions them on the stage. And then while they're in that position, a fart sound effect is played and she acts disgusted and runs away. There are so many ways that you could do that joke without it being inappropriate. Even if it's an adult pranking a child. Like, children's entertainers are often adults. You can do a fart joke without, like, being creepy. She could ask the volunteer to go pick something up off the ground and then play the fart sound effect when they go to grab it. She could join them in a silly dance and then run away when the sound effect is played. She could literally just have them sitting in a chair and play the sound effect, and people would think it was funny. The joke is the sound, not what the person is doing when we hear it. But instead, Colleen chose a child out of the audience, had them lie on their back in front of everyone, and then she spread the child's legs like this. I cannot imagine a single situation, even in a performance theater setting, where it would be appropriate to put my student or any minor volunteer in that physical position, let alone emotional position. And like me, Colleen pursued a performance art degree after performing for most of her life before that. She also taught children before this. She would be aware that there are safe, more appropriate ways to play that joke. And instead she chose the one that involved spreading a child's legs. And finally, I saw someone on Twitter argue that the kids that Colleen talked to started it. And I don't know who literally started the group chats or the DMs, but even if it were one of the kids, Colleen is the adult in that situation. First, I can't even imagine why an adult would want to be in a group chat of teenagers. Like, that sounds like literal hell. Second, if a kid sends you a DM and you are their favorite celebrity, the message is just probably gonna be something like, oh my god, you're so cool, I wanna be like you. An adult who recognizes boundaries either doesn't reply at all, or they just say something like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And that's it. And plus, think back to when you were a teen. If you DM'd your favorite performer in the world and they started to have a real conversation with you, you're just gonna go along with whatever they say because they're your favorite performer. They are choosing to talk to you. You want to be cool, you want to hang out with them, even if it's just digitally. And if they bring up something inappropriate, well, that's just because like you're really cool and they see you as mature and they trust you. Teenagers and children don't have the life experience to know that that is not an appropriate way for a child and an adult to interact. It is the adult's responsibility 100% of the time. Do not blame the children.